behind you, someone might be gaining on you. Well, the same can be said about looking in front of you. The Pirates are 17-5 the last 3+ weeks, yet the distance between them and the first-place Cardinals seems like the difference in miles between Pittsburgh and St. Louis. But if you keep winning, the distance will shrink. So you just stay the course until the two teams meet just before the All-Star break.
Buccos had a walk-off win yesterday, as they did Friday night. Josh Harrison was the hero in the bottom of the 11th inning. A.J. Burnett, what a great start for the veteran right-hander. And he saluted Jay Hay with a pie in the face at the end of the ball game. The Pirates are on a roll. They have won 4 in a row, and interleague play returns to PNC Park. The first of 2 games against the Chicago White Sox. It's a home-and-home series with the Pale Hose. Greg Brown, along with John Wayner, a real color analyst, is with us tonight. Great to have you here, John. How about the job the Pirates starting pitching has been doing, not just recently, but really all year long?
It has been incredible. They've had an awesome homestand, an incredible series against the Phillies, and they've been doing it, as you say, all year long. First in wins, innings per start, ERA, opponent's average, ground ball, fly ball, 2.4. I think it's important to note that they have allowed the fewest home runs, just 38, the best in the National League.
They're automotive league leaders among National League starting pitchers, and the Pirates are right up there again among the league leaders. And for the Pirates tonight, it is Francisco Liriano, whose numbers may not indicate it, but he's pitched very, very well all year long as well.
Yeah, he's been very consistent, and for Francisco, it's always about the command of the secondary pitches, the slider and the changeup, and if he gets his opponents to swing at it. He has a devastating slider and a great changeup with great movement, and he's been outstanding all year long. A couple of bad starts perhaps, but for the most part, he's been great. 9 of his 12 starts, he's allowed 5 hits or fewer.
He has an ERA of 3.25. The former White Sox pitcher opposes his former mates. The Pirates have been showing a great will to win recently. What a job against the Phillies. 13 innings on Friday and 11 innings, 1-0 yesterday. Bucks and Sox are next.
on Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota helps you get the most out of your drive. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota, let's go places. By Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
And right now it's looking like a beautiful night for baseball. After all the rain over the last about 24 hours, hoping to avoid any delays tonight, Robin Ventura, the skipper of the Chicago White Sox, going over the ground rules with home plate umpire and crew chief Tom Hallion. Ventura's White Sox were beaten yesterday by the Tampa Bay Rays and swept in that series down at the Trop in St. Petersburg, Florida. Ventura was away attending his one of his daughter's graduations, and so he has returned to the club and hoping to get his White Sox going again. The White Sox have been a bit of a disappointment after a bunch of moves over the winter. Dave Jouse, who was essentially the bench coach and who finished up for the ejected Clint Hurdle yesterday, was there with a lineup card. Let's get to the Rivers Casino tips to win from John.
Well, don't let Abreu beat you. Jose Abreu is by far their best offensive player, having a big year again. Former Rookie of the Year winner, 287, 12 home runs, 40 RBIs, and Marte's been hot. And this offense has not been running on all cylinders, but Marte has been swinging the bat better of late and likes hitting off the lefties. So hopefully we'll keep Abreu down and Marte will have a parte.
By the way, we should explain that Steve Blass hasn't gone to Germany again. You're here to try and make it even, right? Because he's filled in for you a handful of times, and so you're trying to return the favor. That's all this is?
That's all it is.
You couldn't go without just letting him do one more game than you. You had to make it even.
Well, you know that year after year, I'm helping out Steve here at home.
Yes, all the time.
And then the one time I asked him to help me out on the road, he kind of makes me do more. He just makes me add on.
So that's why John's here tonight. And there's Josh Harrison, one of the heroes yesterday, not just with the bat but the glove. A lot of talk about the outstanding defense. Pirates really have been playing the past handful of games. There were some spectacular plays yesterday. Here's the Honda starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Adam Eaton will be followed by Alexi Ramirez. Jose Abreu leads the team in hitting, homers, RBIs. Aviseo Garcia is in right field. Melky Cabrera in left. Gordon Beckham is the third baseman. Carlos Sanchez at second. Tyler Flowers catches Carlos Rodon. And they are facing Francisco Liriano, who spent a little bit of time with the White Sox.
Yes, Hyundai numbers for Liriano. The record just 3-5 despite pitching good baseball. 3.25 the ERA, 74 2/3 innings pitched, just a 184 opponent average. As tough to hit as anybody. What I think is interesting this year, he's always been tough on lefties, but righties hitting just 171 against him.
Honda defense behind him. Jose Tabata, you see, is in right field tonight. Sean Rodriguez goes from right to first, so Corey Hart sits. Andrew McCutcheon in center, Starling Marte in left. Jung Ho Kang, fine job defensively yesterday. He's at third. Jordy Mercer and Josh Harrison up the middle. And Francisco Cervelli behind the dish. Sean Rodriguez, man, John, I don't know if you got a chance to catch any of the game yesterday, but he made what many are calling the catch of the year.
That was like old school Robin Yount-like,
yeah.
Flying through the air, just doesn't care about the body, just gives it all. And we saw it. We saw him play a lot in spring training, and it didn't matter where he was, whether it be at second base or the outfield or first or short. I mean, he just goes all out all the time.
First pitch is a ball to Adam Eaton. 82 degrees at game time. Adam Eaton getting 245. Takes the strike. Liriano spent part of the 2012 season with the White Sox. The Minnesota Twins traded Liriano, a deadline deal for a couple of minor leaguers, and now it's 1-2.
See that a lot when hitters face Liriano, that slider and the awkward looking swing as they don't pick up the rotation.
Weekly hit to Harrison. Eaton can fly. That bobble will cost him. It'll be an error on Harrison. Adam Eaton can really get down the line in a hurry.
Speed will put pressure on the defense, and you see Josh Harrison, he just picked his head up a little bit before he caught the ball, and you know, I think that's always why it's so important to always run hard down the line.
Yep.
You know, fast guys, obviously they're going to get there quicker, but no matter what, just a little bobble, you can reach safely. And with hustling down the line, you will put pressure on the defense. They'll know it, and they'll try to rush things.
A.J. Burnett yesterday pitched 9 innings of 5-hit shutout ball, and look at the top 2 ERA leaders in the National League, Garrett Cole and A.J. Burnett. Alexi Ramirez takes the strike. 4.29 lifetime against Liriano, hitting just .236 this season. 33-year-old Cuban defector in his 8th year with the Chicago White Sox.
Good change up there. Even, you know, Liriano, when he gets the change up a little bit. I mean, this isn't down around the knees. It's about thigh high, but you still see that late tail. Good movement. And again, looks like the fastball to the hitter.
These White Sox do not run much at all. Eaton is 3 for 6 in attempts. In fact, they have stolen only 20 bases, and they've been caught 19 times. By comparison, the Pirates have stolen 40 bases, caught 11 times. Who knows, Ventura may want to push the running game. And a pop-up headed toward the seats. Adam Eaton doing some grounds crew work.
Early in the game, it's always the dirt in the infield, always a little bit sticky. They water it down.
Fastball a bit in. Liriano in that 2012 season pitched 12 games with the White Sox, went 3-2 with a 5.40 ERA. Became a free agent. The Pirates signed him going into the 2013 campaign. Here's where that last pitch was, number 4. Pulled foul. Third base coach Joe McEwing. Darrell Boston, the first base coach. Blaze LeBoon. Here's that fan a souvenir. Darrell Boston. And there's Blaze. One ball, 2 strikes. Oh, 1 down.
Love it when he establishes the fastball in too, because that speeds the batter up a little bit, and they're thinking that's a fastball. Ramirez thinking that was going to be a fastball in. He sees it out of his hand, does not again pick up the rotation. Starts everything early, and the ball disappears.
Pirates should have a distinct advantage with the left-hander, even though the White Sox record just 4-6, so they've only seen 10 left-handers before tonight. They hit collectively .212 against left-handed pitching, second worst in all of baseball. And here's the man that John talked about, Jose Abreu, 28-year-old Cuban. AL Rookie of the Year. Todd Stevenson, the hitting coach for these Chicago White Sox, who came in, as we said, with a record of 28-33. And there's a nice pick by Cervelli.
He was coming up. Eaton bluffed to go. Took one hard step towards second. And if you're wondering why he didn't get on to block it, he thought maybe Eaton had taken off, but he put on the brakes. Eaton peeking in, trying to pick up signs.
1 ball, 1 strike. Big cut there from Abreu. The Rookie of the Year numbers and a new rookie record for the Chicago White Sox. Smashed the Ron Kittle mark. Kittle, one-time Rookie of the Year, 1983, had 35 homers, and Abreu in that great year last season, a dozen homers this year, 40 RBIs, tied for 6th in the junior circuit. Two and two. Adam LaRoche has been DHing most of the year. And with the lefty on the hill tonight, he sits. Good chance we'll see him tomorrow against Charlie Morton. And there's a bouncer to short. 1. And they get 2. Mercer to Harrison to Rodriguez. Of this home and home series against the Chicago White Sox. Here is the Toyota starting lineup for the Bucks. Josh Harrison ready to step in. Starling Marte, Andrew McCutchen, Jung Ho Kang follow. Francisco Cervelli and Jose Tabata next. Then it's Jordy Mercer, Sean Rodriguez, and Francisco Liriano.
They'll face the young Carlos Rodon. Just his 7th start, 2-0, 266. This guy has a big arm, good fastball, and an exceptional slider. Actually throws a couple different sliders. Throws a hard one and a softer one, but first round pick, 3rd overall a year ago. Already pitching at the big league level.
22 years old.
Drafted a year ago yesterday.
Yep. Out of North Carolina State. Born in Miami, grew up in Holly Springs, North Carolina. Rodon's 10th appearance and 7th start. Josh Harrison. Taking a couple of pitches early. Jay Hay a couple of hits yesterday, including the walk-off hit in the 11th. Neil Walker not starting again against a lefty. Walker, kind of like last year, getting off to a bit of a slow start from that right side of the plate. And all of a sudden it's 3-1. Rodon has walked 24 in 41 innings.
As many as 6 in one start, 5 in another.
Full count. And Hurdle very pleased with his troops grinding it out over the weekend. And a leadoff walk to Jay Hay. Check out the defense. In the middle of the outfield is the speedy center fielder Adam Eaton. Melky Cabrera, Avisail Garcia are his wingers. Gordon Beckham, Alexi Ramirez on the left side. On the right side of the infield, the first baseman Jose Abreu. Over at second, Carlos Sanchez, and Tyler Flowers behind the plate. Gordon Beckham. Boy, a lot has been made of that man, Gordon Beckham. A lot of expectations since he was drafted in the first round. And there's a great diving stop, but he'll have no play. He might have saved a run for the time being. That ball was going to be slowly hit down the left field line.
Yeah, Marte being aggressive early on, pulls this pitch right down the line. There you see it even with some reverse spin. Hit the line, came back in. Beckham, not positive he had to dive for
look at that. It doesn't look like he did.
Yeah, if he just crosses over. And what happens sometimes as a third baseman, you see that ball hit down the line, you anticipate it being. He was playing even with the bag, maybe anticipating a bunt. And so off the bat, you're thinking, like, I have to dive for it. And then you realize it's not getting there as fast. You already started your dive, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then, as he goes down a little clumsy, he couldn't get up quick enough to make a throw.
2 on in the bottom of the first, and here's Andrew McCutchen. Ball 1. McCutchen just 2 hits his last 13 at bats, batting .250 on this homestand. This is the 7th game of 8. 1-1. Starling Marte, second in the National League at infield hits. The speedy D. Gordon well out in front. Spin move, but no throw. Carlos Sanchez sneaking over there behind Josh Harrison. So Rodon followed the first 2 picks in last year's draft. The Houston Astros and Miami Marlins picked 1-2, and this pitch gets away, and now it's runners 90 feet away. Josh Harrison and Starling Marte at second.
I hope you can cash in at least one, hopefully 2 of these runs, as this offense has struggled in recent days. This is a great opportunity early after the leadoff walk and the base hit. Andrew with a great opportunity here.
Tyler Flowers not able to corral it. McCutchen is hitting .405 with runners in scoring position. That's 6th in the National League. Not close. Fastball at 95, and it's 3-1.
Let's see if he gives in here. Andrew McCutchen, does he come right at him with the fastball with first base open?
In the left, 1-0 Bucks. fastball.
And Andrew made him pay. He was sitting all over that fastball on the 3-1 count. Look for a pitch to drive, get it ready, let it go. Fastball, I think his catcher Flowers wanted it away. It came right in on that inside corner, but a great bat speed of Andrew McCutchen. Turns it around, finds a hole.
Jae scores. Led off with a free pass. Here's Jung Ho Kang. First and third, they look for two. McCutchen with his 40th ribby. It's the second time in now his 7 starts that Rodon has allowed a first inning run. Interesting battle here with this man on the mound just recently out of college. Drafted in the first round last year, North Carolina State, and facing the 28-year-old veteran from South Korea, Jung Ho Kang. He spent 9 years playing professionally in his home country. Now 2-1.
Seen the fastball as low as 91, as high as 95. They say he can get it up 96, 97. It has a little late tail on it. He's thrown it pretty much every pitch but a couple.
Falls behind Kang, 3-1.
And will throw an occasional changeup.
Don Cooper, the pitching coach. These White Sox. Just letting McCutchen know that he might go over there. Abreu accepting the throw. McCutchen has 3 steals in 5 attempts.
Jung Ho, the same situation as Andrew. Sure to get a fastball.
And just like McCutchen, he singles to left, and it's 2-0. Jung Ho Kang, his 21st RBI.
So much easier to hit at the major league level when you know what's coming. It doesn't matter how hard you throw in a lot of cases. You get a good hitters count like that, 3-1. They're going to get the barrel out. Neither ball was really crushed. They're ground balls, but you hit them hard enough, they're going to find holes.
So their longtime pitching coach, Don Cooper, makes an early visit to the mound. Team ERA of 4.14. That's 24th of the 30 big league clubs. Their starters' earned average is worse, 4.28. Bullpen actually a bit better.
You think of a young guy like Rodon, you know, I think the last thing to come for these guys with the good arms and the great pedigree is the command. And, you know, you can get away with it coming through the minor league system, especially the lower levels. AAA might get exposed a little bit if you get behind the count too often. But these guys at the big league level, they're less likely to chase, especially early in the count. And when they get ahead, they can gear up and get to a fastball.
Cervelli lines this ball toward right center field. That's going to get down and get to the wall. Andrew McCutchen will score. Jung Ho Kang is going to be waved home. Cervelli headed to third. That is a triple. Vita Bella.
What a start for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Struggling offensively over the weekend, but breaking out in a big way here early. Cervelli fired up as he slides into third base with a big 2 RBI triple. Fastball, middle of the plate and down. You pull it, you probably hit a ground ball. Maybe a double play ball. Stay inside it, you gap it.
His first Pirate triple. He had one last year with the Yankees. His 5th Major League 3-base hit. And it's only the 4th all year by the Pirates. Francisco Cervelli, a 2-run triple. And there's a liner for Jose Tabata. And the Bucks lead it 5-0, 6 batters into this game.
How about that? Jose Tabata's first start in a while. He comes out, adds to it.
Watch Avisail Garcia, John, where he's playing and where he goes to try to cut the ball off. By this time, it's past him.
Yeah, if you play deeper, maybe just a single. You cut it off, you get it into second base. Maybe avoid the big inning. Play shallow. Not only does it get to the wall, it takes you longer to get to the ball. And Francisco Cervelli gets 3.
He is one emotional player. Right there. Those teammates and now back in the dugout. They already get the bullpen working. Jordy Mercer, Hector Noesi starts to loosen up in the bullpen.
You figure they don't want to go to the bullpen that early, and you don't want to have your best prospect out there getting hit around either. But it hasn't taken the Pirates long, just 22 pitches so far in this first inning.
Already has matched the most runs he's given up at the big league level. He gave up 5 against Oakland in 4 innings back on May the 15th. Mercer takes 3 and 1.
Foul. Another 3-1 count. And Jordy Mercer, a good fastball hitter. A little too early out in front.
Jordy Mercer, a 3rd-round pick in 2008 out of Oklahoma State. 20 years earlier, the White Sox picked Robin Ventura in the 1st round in 1988 out of Oklahoma State. A.J. Burnett's wondering about these runs.
All he needed was 1. That has to be good as a starting pitcher to be able to go out there with a nice lead. Where one pitch isn't going to cost you a game. So Liriano will be able to go out there, breathe a little easier, not worry about being too fine. That was pretty impressive yesterday, wasn't it? My goodness.
No. Runner goes, pulled foul. Tabata took off on the 3-2 pitch.
And another thing you wonder about with the young pitcher that's obviously struggling here early on in this ball game is he ready to, or confident enough to throw in a 3-2 breaking ball to get the guys off the fastball? Can he throw a breaking ball in there for a strike?
But why not right now?
Yeah.
Well, what do you have to lose?
Well, there it goes. He just put down the 3. Did Flowers.
And a strike him out, throw him out, double play. One of those sliders John was talking about. A couple of different kinds that he throws, and this one strikes out Mercer, and It's a double play.
Hitting's a lot more difficult when you don't know what's coming. And Mercer was on the fastball, figured he'd get another one, but he got the good hard slider instead. And Tabata, an easy out at second. Start Sean Rodriguez off with the breaking ball.
Oh, and 2. Another.
We're going to learn how to mix it up. You guys are geared up and on your heater.
A 31 pitch first inning.
Three straight off-speed pitches to Rodriguez. Comes up with the fastball. And then hitter not as on time when you're not expecting it.
Rodon strikes out back-to-back hitters, but not before the Pirates swinging the shillelagh against Rodon and lead 5-0.
On 5 hits, all took place before they even recorded an out. Good start to the game. I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. Manager Clint Hurdle put Francisco Cervelli in an unfamiliar spot for the first time this season, and that is the 5th spot in the batting order. And earlier today he was asked about that, and he said that he was the reasoning was simple. He has the best average against lefties amongst any player that we have, and that is the reason why we are batting him 5th for the first time. Now, his most familiar spot in the lineup, Greg and John, is batting 7th. He has done that 32 times this season. He's batted 31 times in the 8th spot. He's also batted a few times in the 2nd spot, but we're seeing the most results. And how about the impact he's having at the 5th spot already? First at bat, first big swing, a 2-run triple. Not bad.
Yeah, I'll say not bad. And we've talked a lot much of the season about this tandem of Cervelli and Stewart, and if Cervelli had enough plate appearances, and he's only a couple shy, he'd be in the top 5 in batting in the National League.
We heard it when the Pirates acquired Cervelli that he can hit. If he can stay healthy, he can hit, play solid defense, and he's done nothing but hit. Beginning of spring training till now.
Point Park University tweets about that 5-run first, the first 5-run first for the Pirates since August 11th of last year. And they did it against Justin Verlander and the Tigers. And a nice start here for Francisco Cervelli as he takes care of Ezequiel Garcia.
And you know, you have to think fans are watch Liriano or watching this game and thinking, man, when Rodon throws balls, why don't the Pirates swing at it? Liriano throws balls and everybody's swinging at it. Why is it? I think, you know, the best way to describe it is when Liriano releases the ball, it looks like a strike, and then it moves out of the strike zone. When Rodon was throwing balls, they were never in the strike zone. You know, you see it out of hand, you see it a ball almost as soon as it gets halfway to the plate, and so you're not going to chase. Liriano, the deception and, you know, trying to pick up the spin, it's so much more difficult than the average pitcher.
Melky Cabrera flies out to Andrew McCutchen. How about Melky Cabrera's splits? I don't know if you saw them, John. I had to double check. I'm going to do it again just in case.
I mean, just his numbers in general.
As a right-handed hitter, 0.94. Melky Cabrera.
Yeah.
0.94. It's his 54th at bat, so it'll drop a little bit from there. Gordon Beckham makes a strike.
You look at just about every guy on this White Sox team, their numbers. You know, not what Robin Ventura expected when he started the season. A lot of guys having down years. To an extent, we showed the Rookie of the Year numbers of Abreu. I mean, even his numbers are down a bit. Everything but the RBIs, average home runs.
Nice play there. Done. Goes to Rodriguez. There's a 10-pitch top of the second for Liriano.
They lead 5-0. They're in the midst of facing 4 consecutive lefties, and in preparation of this, they've found someone to help get them ready. It's former Pirate Chris Peters, back with the team as a left-handed batting practice pitcher. Now, he was contacted a few months ago by the team and came in for a tryout. Now, he's still coaching and instructing kids and throws all the time and obviously fit the bill for the job. This is him earlier today throwing to Kutch and a couple other guys. Now, he'll be on the field for BP on days the Pirates face a lefty, and on other days he can throw for early BP if he's needed. Now, he's from, wait for it, Greg and John, Peters Township, and he's been a Pirates fan his entire life and still is to this day. And here he is getting the Bucco batters ready to face the lefty, Rodon, tonight.
And the Pirates are taking it slowly. Clint Hurdle and the Pirates had talked about it for a while. And it makes some sense, and Chris Peters will start out throwing here at home, and who knows where it will take them. But I imagine that 5-run first inning will go a long way toward keeping Chris Peters around a long time. Pee-wee, Chris Peters. Played with Pee-wee, didn't you?
Yeah. IU guy, too.
That's right. That's right. Indiana University, Chris Peters. About 5 years with the Bucks. Finished his career with the Expos. It does make sense. I mean, they do everything else. You know, all the analytics, the numbers, the shifting and everything else. So you'd think it makes sense that they would, if a left-hander is starting against you, you'd throw a left-handed BP guy.
I think they've been looking.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They've been looking, for a number of years. In fact, I remember Jeff Bannister asked me a few years ago whether or not I knew anybody, and other Chris Peters, I really didn't. And
well, for years they had Joe Ringel, and Kenny Sable. Where, I mean, they were out there every day. Yep. And then as the Pirates moved to PNC Park and administration changed,
Joe Ringel would throw in the winter.
Yep. He was a horse.
Yeah.
Good man, Joe Ringel. Probably watching tonight. 0-2 the count on Josh Harrison.
And they were good, too. I mean, you just threw it right there for you. And they, if you wanted extra BP before or after you were out on the field, they'd go in the cage and throw to you.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And now up in the bullpen is Daniel Webb. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ball hit the other way. Talking about those bullpen BP pitchers and how important they are, and the coaches that do it, and in the minor leagues, the managers and the coaches do it. And, we talked about Joe Ringel and Kenny Sable for years. There's a base hit for Josh Harrison. He's on base for the 2nd straight time. Old buddy John Crisafi used to throw BP a lot back in the Three Rivers days. So a 1-out single for Josh Harrison, and it brings up Starling Marte.
The coaching staffs now are so large. I mean, you have numerous guys that throw batting practice. How about the minor league days? So, for a while there, it was just Mark Bombard and Spin Williams, 2 lefties.
Yeah.
We had no right-handed throwing BP.
In Buffalo.
But and those guys have to throw in the minor leagues. Now, there's 3 coaches now at every level. For a long time, there was only 2, a manager and a pitching coach. But now they have three guys, but they have to throw every day. You have no other choice.
Taking off. And Harrison is in there with his 6th stolen base. Flowers has only thrown out 2 of 31 base runners this season.
Big jump from Jay. He goes first movement. And when you go first movement on a lefty, they're generally slower to the plate. You're going to get a huge jump and not much chance for a catcher.
And bounce toward third, little in between hop there for Beckham, and he throws out Marte. Wednesday, June 24th, Pirates and Reds, 7:05, and after the game, a midweek fireworks spectacular. Zavelli Fireworks Show, presented by Service Link. Don't forget Father's Day right around the corner. Pirates tickets, great gift for your dad. Get your tickets, pirates.com. Midweek fireworks show coming up. Andrew McCutcheon facing the first rounder from last year. McCutchen, of course, a first round pick. And we will talk to the Pirates' first round pick, the first of two that they had in the first round. Kevin Newman was officially signed today, 19th overall choice in this year's draft, the shortstop out of the University of Arizona, and he'll join us in the booth coming up in the top of the third inning. He had his mom and dad on hand. Press conference, talking to the media all day, and what a great day it is for the Newman family. He's going to get started on Friday. How neat is that he's coming in here, signs as the press conference, and he starts Friday in Morgantown, West Virginia, with a brand new West Virginia Black Bears, the New York Penn League.
Just an hour away.
That's hit hard. Another nice stop. And he robs McCutchen. Excellent work there from Gordon Beckham. We'll talk to Kevin Newman coming up next. Mentioned Kevin Newman is officially a Pittsburgh Pirate, and Neil Huntington putting on the jersey for the Pirates' first round pick, the 19th overall choice in this year's draft. Boy, what a whirlwind it's been for you, Kevin. I can't imagine what this past week has been like for you. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's just been so much fun, an honor to be here. People I've been around are amazing.
Do you think Pittsburgh, when this whole draft process goes along, I mean, do you have an idea who's going to draft you?
Yeah, you know, I spoke with them quite a bit and got great feeling, great vibes from everyone in the organization. And when draft day came around and my name was called, I was as happy as can be, and I wasn't completely shocked.
John, I love this story, too. We talked to Kevin for our radio pregame tomorrow night. We recorded it, and you told the story about how the Pirates called you. I don't know what number this was in the draft, but it was about maybe 10, 15 minutes before the commissioner actually went to the podium. So you're on the phone from someone with the Pirates that they're going to pick you, and then what happened?
So I was in a separate room. I got that phone call, and then I went out to the living room.
You had a big party?
Yeah, with like 40 or 50, family and friends. And I went out there, and I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say anything. Sat down with everybody and waited a couple picks. And then when the Pirates came up, and they said my name, and we all jumped up and went crazy, and there was a natural reaction from everybody because nobody knew.
See, I think that is so great.
That's
so he goes
impossible.
Back into the room. Clint Hurdle talks about wanting players with a slow heartbeat. I think this tells you something about Kevin Newman. He can go back into this, his godfather's party, having this draft party for him. He already knows his name's going to be called. So you just looked around the room to see the reaction.
Yeah, pretty much. I just walked back in there, and I almost tried to look nervous.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, to try to sell it.
Of course.
That's almost
great.
impossible. I don't know how you could do that.
A great story.
Something you dream of your entire life, and you just put on the poker face. Good stuff.
Yep.
Kevin Newman, who grew up in the San Diego area, and pretty much a Padres fan, but one Major League player in particular you liked.
Yeah, Derek Jeter. Grew up, trying to emulate him, and on and off the field, just one of the best players around, best players in the game, and just always tried to be like Jeter.
Ball in the air toward the seats. A long run for Tabata and Rodriguez, and with room, it's Tabata. So 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. And you know a couple of the former picks from last year, didn't you? Pirate picks?
Yeah, Cole Tucker and Connor Joe, both really good friends of mine. Played high school ball with Connor Joe, actually, same team, a year older than me. Went farther back than that, played Little League with him, and just grew up with them. Now we're in the same organization, and hopefully one day both playing here at PNC Park.
How about being in the same organization with that guy? Another former first-round pick.
Yeah, he's a phenom.
That's amazing. I guess that sort of thing happens in Southern California, where you play with guys that end up getting drafted high and play together in the minor league system. It doesn't happen around here in Pittsburgh. It doesn't happen at all. Never happens. You might get a guy every 20 years from the area that they get drafted and get to the big leagues. Pretty neat stuff. Now, we saw you played the Cape Wooden Bat League, right?
Correct.
So you're pretty comfortable with the wooden bats.
I love the wooden bat. I like it more than metal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can we keep you for another half inning?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do that. That was a quick 1, 2, 3. Top of the 3rd. Kevin Newman, Pirates first-round pick, our guest. And in February, Kevin Newman playing for Arizona against Rice. This is a steal of home, and it's a walk-off steal of home against Rice. There's Kevin Newman. Talking about a slow heartbeat. Is that the second steal of home for you?
That was one of 2, yes.
Unbelievable.
Now, are you on your own there?
Yeah, that one that was on my own. The other one was actually a called play, but right there, we actually practiced that. We practiced stealing home, and I saw the opportunity and I went for it.
Sheesh.
Are you yelling at the hitter? Don't swing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm yelling.
Kevin Newman, our guest. First round pick, 19th overall, and officially signed today. Here's Shung Ho Gong. Singled in a run his first time up. You were talking about the bats, John, before we were rudely interrupted by a quick 1-2-3 inning there, Francisco.
The wooden bat. I mean, obviously you've used it in the Cape Cod League. Before then, have you ever used wooden bat?
Yeah, in scout ball, like junior summer of my junior year, and then after my senior year in high school, all the tournaments were with that, but nothing more than that.
A big difference between college bats? I know that you were talking in between innings that they have different bats nowadays that deaden the ball.
Yeah, pretty much with the new style of bats. It definitely doesn't jump like it used to.
Oh, man, Beckham playing some kind of defense. He just robs Gung of extra bases.
3 straight. And would you say, compare the bats you used in college to a wooden bat? Big difference?
Very comparable. Yeah, comparable. I mean, you almost might get more off of a wood bat, depending on the wood and, Do
you have a model you like? You have one picked out yet?
Not yet.
No?
I mean, in the Cape, we had a few provided for us, so I haven't really swung that many of them, but just in general, I like the feel a lot more.
You'll have lots of options, different handles and barrels and lengths and weights and everything else. Have you ever been to this part of the country?
Other than Cape Cod, no.
No?
I've never been to Pittsburgh.
Well, what was it like then to walk into this ballpark? Now, you've been to Petco and I'm sure other major league ballparks, but how does this one? Because we've always enjoyed Petco. I think Petco and AT&T in San Francisco, I think, are comparable to this, but I don't think anything really always takes a back seat to this one. Everything else.
I would have to agree with you on that. This is amazing. This backdrop and city behind the stadium. It's by far the best I've ever seen.
And I guess you walked out to the dugout. I saw Clint Hurdle greeted you, right?
Yes. Yeah, I spoke to him. Spoke to a couple guys on the team. They were nice enough to take some time and come over and say hello.
Clint Hurdle gave Kevin a big bear hug. Welcome to the Pirates. And a ground ball. Shortstop can't make the play. Ramirez. So Cervelli will have his second hit. Kevin Newman, the shortstop out of the University of Arizona, and officially signed today. Kevin, you talked about your coach, Andy Lopez, helping you out offensively and defensively. I know you made it a point to stress that today.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a huge part of my success at Arizona. Just his coaching style and the way he motivates his players and pushes us to get as much as he can out of us. Just really helped out, and I couldn't be more grateful for going to play for him.
Tabata grounds this ball. Ramirez gets one, and they get two. Kevin, thanks a million. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing Kevin this week. The West Virginia Black Bears. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Kevin Newman, Pirates' first-round pick, our guest.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network. Health for all. By Kenny Ross, Ask a Neighbor. And by Levin Mattress, located in all Levin furniture showrooms and freestanding stores. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports, and the Bucks leading the White Sox 5-0 as we move along to the 4th inning. Again, our thanks to the Pirates' first pick, Kevin Newman. Might be seeing some more early picks around these parts before too long. It'll be fun to go down to Morgantown and watch him play.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You figure, and you got to think those guys that are playing there. You know, if they have a day game, we have a night game here. I mean,
get a chance to come up here.
An hour drive.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure it maybe happens occasionally with the Altoona team.
Mm-hmm. Here's Adam Eaton, top of the order. He reached on an error to start the ball game. Josh Harrison, the miscue. Two and one. He's faced the minimum as Eaton was the only man to reach, but it was erased on a double play ball.
Just a bit up.
And a leadoff free pass. Let's go downstairs to Robbie Ince-Mikowski has an injury update.
I do, Greg, and that is on Andrew Lambeau, placed on the DL back on May 6th with plantar fasciitis in his left foot, and his recovery has been slower than anticipated. He's tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update. Now, General Manager Neil Huntington said some guys are able to recover quickly and come back, but Andrew has had lingering pain and discomfort. He said the worst thing to do right now is to try to push him through this because it can linger all season. Now, he added Lambeau is frustrated because he wants nothing more than to help the big club, but his foot is just not allowing it right now. So, Andrew, if you're watching, we wish you a speedy recovery. See you soon. Greg?
All right, Robbie, as Alexi Ramirez swings and misses the first pitch. He struck out in the first inning. 3 punch outs for Liriano. Gets away, and that'll allow Eaton to move to second.
I believe that one will be a pass ball. It looked like Cervelli trying to frame this one, and then it had the late sink and just dipped below the mitt.
One and one. Hard into the seats. Alexi Ramirez hit .273 last year at 15 homers. Drove in 74. He has 2 homers currently. 24 runs batted in. Looks like everybody's all right down there.
They get in there in a hurry. You always got to keep an eye on the action.
Last time out, as we said at the top of the telecast, Liriano pitched better than the line would have indicated. Even though it looked pretty good. it was even better. He walked only 1. Struck out 6 in 8 innings against Milwaukee. Yes, he did. Ramirez says ask the home plate umpire had not called it a strike, and Alexi Ramirez just reflexes, points to the first base umpire. Bruce Streckman said, "You're right, you went."
Yeah, you see hitters sometimes they'll look away, they'll pretend that they didn't swing, or like it's not even close.
That's pretty
But
funny.
I never saw that before.
You know what's funny is I don't think Cervelli even asked for it.
I know, it's so funny.
I've seen the catcher at times, again, a reflection move by the batter. You know, he just automatically points to the first base umpire, but I've never seen the catcher not ask for it.
And the batter to ask.
That's
for it.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that is so strange, because I think there's times hitters know when they go around when they didn't check their swing, and so they try to play it off any way they can in hopes of getting a call. But I've never. I mean, that was pretty funny. It's almost like he didn't want Hallian to call because he's going to say, "Here, I'm going to show you." This first base umpire has to think that I didn't go because I'm asking for it. That's great. I like that.
One and 2 on Abreu.
Really setting up down the middle. You know he's not going to set up down the middle for a fastball. Got the slider and another swing and a miss.
Save big on Pirates baseball this season with the Port Authority Connect card. Save up to $10 per ticket to Sunday through Thursday Pirates games. Get $10 off on lower outfield box and outfield box tickets. And save $6 per ticket on outfield reserve and grandstand tickets. And for tickets, go to pirates.com/connect card. He's happy to be at PNC Park, taking it all in. Garcia struck out his first time up.
There, hard slider.
One ball, one strike. Looking for a 6th strikeout. Another pick by Cervelli.
Garcia get into that batter's box and gets fairly close to the plate. What I think is interesting is as he gets set up, his hands are over the plate. That's where he starts them, and then that's from there he loads. He brings them down and back. But his hands are almost on top of the plate before Liriano delivers the pitch. Most hitters have a trigger. A lot of them start their hands differently, whether they're lower or higher. Got a few Pirates that start their bat, put it on their shoulder, and bring the barrel up. Garcia, look at the hands over that inside third of the plate. Right on the dish.
And a swing and a miss. 3 straight punch outs, 6 on the night. We're highlighting the thrill of unexpected, never should have happened victories. The Buccos own a riveting collection of these wins, and you'll see them all on Inside Pirates Baseball. 10 great comebacks debuting tomorrow after postgame on Root Sports. UPMC scoreboard, Pirates lead at 5-0. They scored 5 in the first. Francisco Liriano dealing once again tonight. Give Carlos Rodon a little bit of credit too. The fact that he's even still out there. He does owe some of that to his third baseman. This ball, nobody's going to get to. Ripped into left for Jordy Mercer. A leadoff double. He thought about it and puts on the brakes.
Jordy Mercer can turn around a fastball with the best of them. Get back to that first inning, and Jordy Mercer struck out against Rodon on a breaking ball. This time tries to come in there with a fastball, and Jordy barrels it up.
A leadoff double for Mercer. 8 hits for the Pirates. Up the middle, second baseman will backhand. Sanchez will throw out Sean Rodriguez. Mercer at third.
Well, it does move Mercer up to third with 1 out, but you got the pitcher Liriano coming to the plate.
So in this case, John, then Rodriguez, he's not trying to move the runner, right?
Yeah, you're up there.
He's trying to get a hit.
Yeah, you take your normal at bat and try to drive him in.
Now, are there some good hitting pitchers where you would try to move the guy? You know, just trying to hit the ball the other way.
Very few. There may be a couple out there, but typically, guy that has a bat in his hand once every 5 days, makes his living on the mound. I don't think you're going to give yourself
like a Mike
up.
Leake type.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, there's never, I don't think you ever really have to give yourself up in those situations. You want to try to get a hit, but just try to get that hit to the right side. I mean, and so, a lot of guys with that approach will be able to drive the ball and perhaps not only move him over but drive him in. But you might hit it right at the second baseman. You get the guy over. I think maybe a little more with 2 strikes. Maybe you're a little more defensive, and maybe then you try to give yourself up and just hit a ball the right side if the pitcher's not behind you. But yeah, there's very few pitchers up there where I would think your manager would want you to give yourself up for the pitcher batting behind you.
This pitcher, by the way, is looking for his first RBI this season.
Would have got it if Mercer was going on contact. He would have scored easily, but with the infield end and determined beforehand, before the ball was put in play. In most cases, the runner's told to see the ball through the infield.
Would have been his first RBI in 2 years. Deflecting off Rodon's mitt. Ramirez there. Robin Ventura. That was interesting.
Maybe just coming out, making sure he's okay. I don't know if they saw something while he came down, or maybe just to give him a little bit of a breather. I mean, you see that almost all the time now. Like if a pitcher has to go a long way to make a play or have to cover the bag, you know, some teammates will kill time to let them catch the breath.
Josh Harrison. He's walked, singled, stolen a base, scored a run. And look at this 2-out action from Jay Hay. Clean it up, Josh Harrison.
He loves to drive in runs. We see him at the top of the lineup. We've also seen him kind of all over the place, but he's been pretty consistent last year in this at driving in runs, picking up RBIs.
Well, Ventura's message might have been, you got one more hitter.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. So the new pitcher, Daniel Webb, will be coming on for Carlos Rodon. Great shots from the Allegheny Health Network Super Mo to the sounds of Everclear. They'll be performing at Stage AE on the 19th. And here's Daniel Webb.
Hard thrower, just the 6th appearance. Hasn't allowed an earned run. 9 strikeouts and 7 1/3. Called up from AAA Charlotte, where he had a couple of saves. Hard thrower. Get it up there in the mid-90s. Go with a slider and a changeup.
Spent all of last year with the White Sox. Appeared in 57 games out of the bullpen. And a .399 ERA. For the Pirates, 6 runs to this point against Rodon. Struck out 3 and walked 1.
Webb get a little help. Looked like that first pitch just off.
Sir.
Up to 97. Fastball well out of the zone.
Harrison stole second off of the lefty Rodon in the second, his 6th of the year. The Cardinals are hosting the Twins tonight. They're rained out their finale of the series, the I-70 Interleague series with the Royals. That makeup date hasn't been announced yet. John Lackey on the mound for the Cardinals. The Pirates began the day 6 back of St. Louis in the Central.
That broke up the string, huh?
Yeah.
Them getting rained out. We were 6.5 back for almost 3 weeks straight.
I think 19 straight days the Pirates and Cardinals exchanged exact results every day.
Yeah, amazing. We won 4, they won 4. We lost 2, they lost 2. That's weird.
Yep. There goes Harrison. And there won't even be a throw. Second steal of the night. Go. Last 3 weeks, starting on the 24th of May. Look at that. Exact results. 28th, they were off. Pirates won. 29th and 30th, they had separate results for a weekend, and then right back at it.
Well, if you back them up, though, they match up.
Right. And into center field, Marte gives the Pirates a 7-0 lead, and he'll continue into second as the relay throw is dropped. Otherwise, he'd have been in a rundown.
He just barely stayed alive. The previous pitch, a breaking ball, just barely got a piece of it. And this breaking ball, he gets up in the zone just a little bit, stays inside it, middle, and rolls it up the middle, and Marte continues to swing a hot bat. The White Sox had a chance to get out of the inning. Eaton, a strong throw right to his cutoff man, but
Single and an error on the first baseman Abreu, so Marte picks up his 44th RBI. Busy man, Josh Harrison.
But out in front, got away with a hanger with Webb. Zone showing you that slider up in the zone.
Pirates offense busting out tonight.
9 runs scored in 6 games. 7 in 4 innings tonight.
Cutchin down on strikes, but Starling Marte gives the Pirates a 7-0 lead.
All on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. By 5 Hour Energy Shots. Have you tried great tasting 5 Hour Energy lately? And by Day Automotive. We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
This day in history brought to you by Day Automotive. 1987, Pirates beat the Cardinals 3-1, and third baseman Jim Morrison sets a major league record, caught stealing home twice in the same inning. Caught off third by Terry Pendleton, but Pendleton dropped the ball, given an error, and Morrison credited with the caught stealing, but able to get back safely. Then later in the inning, again tried to steal home and was caught, and Ricky Horton threw home, and Tony Pena applied the tag. Day Automotive this day in Pirates history. We want to thank Frank Monaco, retired Plum police chief, and he was in the booth with his nephew as this ball is hit into center field. That's a seeing eye single. Chad Mason, his nephew, stopped by the booth with Frank. Frank works with Thomas Tull now. And that's the first hit of the game. And even though it's early, Liriano gets a polite round of applause.
All had eyes sneaking through.
So the first hit.
Back in the day when they first opened PNC Park, that ball would have been eaten up. They used to grow the grass real high here, and It was hard to hit a ground ball.
They really tried to help that pitching staff.
Yeah.
Whatever the grounds crew could do.
I mean, it was thick. It was as thick as any grass as I've seen in the major leagues. and you had to scald the ball. No grounders were getting through the infield. Back to normal length. Most big league infields nowadays seem quicker than ever.
Liriano threw his only no-hitter against these White Sox back in May of 2011 in Chicago.
Goes to show you really like the difference, the game, you know, how much better the pitching has been or is now than it has been over the years. You think, you know, the strike zone has shrunk, the ballparks have shrunk, you know, the playing surfaces are pristine but fast just about everywhere we go.
Very deep. But foul. Beckham has hit 3 home runs this season.
Looking earlier, I want to say half. This was the case last year too. Almost half the teams hit below 250 in the major leagues.
Last year,
I think it was more than halfway through the season. This year, it's almost half.
7 strikeouts for Liriano.
And that good slider to downward action. And I think you're lucky if you get one good pitch to hit from Liriano per at bat. If you miss it, like Beckham did by pulling it foul, you may not get another. And sometimes you don't even get that one good pitch.
That pitch was just off the plate away to Carlos Sanchez. Cervelli will walk that off a bit. Melky Cabrera aboard. Now with 1 out. Home plate umpire Tom Hallion will buy the Pirates catcher some time. Bruce Dreckman at first. Alfonso Marquez at second. Dan Bellino is at third. Should be 2. Taylor made. Double play. Francisco Liriano has allowed 1 hit. Cole is fast becoming the ace of the Pirates staff and one of the best starters in the major leagues. And Francisco Cervelli invites us to root on his favorite soccer team. And much more inside Pirates baseball, presented by Allegheny Health Network tonight after postgame on Root Sports. A White Sox fan, a couple of them, rooting on their Blackhawks in the finals with Tampa Bay. Hawk Harrelson was wearing the Blackhawks hat.
Saw that.
Longtime White Sox broadcaster. Emilio Bonifacio takes over at second base. And the new pitcher is Hector Noesi.
10th appearance, 0-4, 6.67 the ERA, 20 punch outs and 29 2/3.
There's Hawk without the hat, and Steve Stone is his color analyst. Former Cy Young Award winner. One on Jung Ho Kang. Rumor had it that apparently Hawk was thinking of cutting back coming into this season. Cutting way back on his schedule. Been doing it a long time. But then when all the moves that were made over the winter for the White Sox, they made a bunch of moves, including signing some free agents and trades. There's Jeff Samardzija, one of the acquisitions. Closer David Robertson came in, Zach Duke, Melky Cabrera, Adam LaRoche. Well, after all that, he changed his mind. You spent some time with Hawk and Steve Stone for a while today.
Talked to him a bit, yeah.
Right? Hawk roots for his Sox.
Yes, he does. A heck of a golfer.
Line foul.
Good friends with Arnold Palmer.
Oh, no kidding.
Lives down there in Bay Hill in Orlando.
Apparently Hawk Harrelson credited with bringing the batting glove to baseball.
He local guy Harry Toscano, former golfer, pro golfer, good friends with Hawk Harrelson.
Hawk Harrelson played for the Red Sox a number of years. Also time with Washington and Kansas City. And there is ball 4. Nissan Road ahead. We'll see another lefty tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow night the homestand concludes. Jose Quintana for the Sox against righty Charlie Morton, and then a couple of lefties in Chicago. Jeff Locke for Pittsburgh, John Danks for the Sox, Garrett Cole against Jeff Samardzija on Thursday night. I'm going to thank Charlie Morton, by the way. He and Neil Walker visited with our 65 Roses group for the game, helping fight cystic fibrosis. Took time out before the ball game, signed autographs, talked about the Bucco season, how things have been going, and the Pirates are certainly on a roll. Winners of 4 straight, and you get the strong pitching the Pirates have had all year, now combined with this offensive explosion tonight. It's a good combination.
Indeed. I don't think players have good enough credit, whether or not they want the credit or not, for the things they do off the field. Giving of their time.
Absolutely. Those are things that they volunteer.
Yep.
And they were meeting before the game, as they do before every series. going over the scouting reports and such, and so their time is limited right before the ball game, but always willing to do it. And boy, that guy, talking about volunteering his time in this community, Clint Hurdle.
You were talking yesterday with Neil Huntington in the pregame show and talking about the draft and the talent coming out of the draft, and this past Friday the Pirates had set up a meeting with local baseball coaches, a lot of different people from all over the place, and the discussion was participation and how many getting kids to play and better instruction and a lot of different things, and there was a whole host of people there from all over the city. I was by far the dumbest in the room, and these guys, I ramble. Everybody talked and had different viewpoints and different things to offer, and I rambled on about some nonsense. But these people, those guys like Neil Walker, when we think of it, Neil Walker and Andrew McCutchen stopped in and spoke for a little bit, and these guys, work so hard and do so much in the community for the local amateur athletes, and in trying to figure out a way to make the game better and to get more players participating, it's kind of a shame, especially in the inner city, how low the turnouts are, and there was a couple gentlemen there that volunteer their time right here on the north side, and and they only have a few teams in each age bracket, and not only do they have so few players, they have to go and pick up a lot of the kids and take them to the game.
Yeah.
It's really a shame where it's going, because who knows how many great athletes are out there, how many future major leaguers they're out there getting an opportunity to play.
Yeah, I like to think, John, that it's actually it's going to start moving on. And you had the workshop the other day talking about different ways to get more youth involved. I think it's slowly but surely growing.
It certainly helps when you have a team like the Pirates, how recognizable they are, and the stars that you have here. And I think the more you watch the Pittsburgh Pirates and see the stars on this team, the more you want,
the more you win, the more you look at over the last handful of years. Look how many younger kids come out and are watching the team. It's cool again, as Clint Hurdle likes to say, to come out and watch the Pirates. I remember before the Penguins were any good.
Yeah,
not many people played hockey in this area, and you could drive all over the place. You wouldn't find anybody playing hockey. But once the Penguins got good, Lemieux came on, and then Crosby, and it became the thing to do.
No doubt. And I can remember going on caravans, 8-10 years ago, and so often you saw kids with different teams' jerseys on and different names on their back, not and you'd ask them who's your favorite player, and you'd hear Albert Pujols or Derek Jeter or somebody other than a Pittsburgh Pirate. It was appalling. And it obviously has changed everywhere we go anymore. It's the black and gold and wearing.
I mean, for years, kids wouldn't be wearing Pirate jerseys even in the summer.
Right. Yeah.
And they're all over the place. Pirate jerseys, Pirates hats. And you ask the kids now their favorite players. You'll hear McCutchen, you'll hear Walker, you'll hear Cervelli now. They love watching this guy play. They love Polanco, Marte, Josh Harrison, Garrett Cole. Another great at bat there from Cervelli. A 9-pitch walk.
They wasted a ton of pitches, a lot of borderline pitches, and waited them out. Cervelli on base again. But I really tip my cap to all those folks that volunteer their time and for youth baseball, and all the time and resources that they give to the great sport in ways. And some brilliant guys, really. There were some very interesting guys and very smart guys. A lot of different ways trying to improve the game.
Here's Jose Tabata. Singled his first time, driving in a run in that 5-run first inning. Bounced into a double play his last time up. There's going to be another double play. 2 outs. 6-4-3 double play in the third, and now Tabata hits into a 4-6-3 twin killing.
We talk about it all the time, you know, Pirates and how many double plays they turn, and how it's such a great pitcher's friend and such a backbreaker. And, you know, fortunately, the Pirates do have the 7-0 lead, but you really let Noese off the hook after a couple of walks to lead off this 5th inning with the double play ball. Unless Jordy can cash in.
Yeah,
2-out RBI.
Pick up Jose Tabata. As we were saying earlier, Jordy Mercer, a 3rd-round pick out of Oklahoma State in 2008, and the manager of the White Sox, a 1st-round pick of the White Sox in 1988, 20 years before Mercer. And he said, kind of chuckled, asked about Robin Ventura and how well he's known on campus. He said, there's a statue of him and Pete Incaviglia.
Wow.
Ali P. Riddle Stadium, 2 statues, one of Pete Incaviglia, the big power hitter out of Oklahoma State, and Robin Ventura. They're the all-time hitting streak there, 58 straight games.
I think up north here, I don't know how many universities in the north where baseball's big enough to put up a statue. That's pretty interesting. You know, that baseball is big. When you get, you know, into the Midwest and the South, far west, baseball's a big deal. Big crowds, big following.
That ball foul. Very deep. At a sweet level. All the way up there. Two. A lot of pitches thrown by Noese to Gong and Cervelli. Then he got Tabata to hit into the double play, and now it's 3-2 on Mercer. With Rodriguez wanting a shot on deck. And another foul.
6 on the gun. A lot of pitches here. 26 pitches. Retired 1 batter.
This line toward right field, sending Garcia back, and it's over his head and up against the wall. And Jordy Mercer has another double, this one off the wall and right. And the Bucks lead 8-0.
Yeah, another great at bat for Mercer. We saw a great long at bat from Cervelli. Now Mercer battling. Waste the pitch. Pitch number 7. Down the middle, he fouls it off. Pitch number 8, right on the outside corner. Look at that swing. Short, effortless. Inside. He gives that one quite the ride off the base of the wall.
Seven doubles on the season for Jordy Mercer. 11 hits.
Mercer has some power. We see when he goes deep, sometimes, I mean, he gets the ball a long way. Don't normally see too much power the opposite way, but you know, that wall juts out back there. That's a pretty good poke. That's a home run in a couple of other ballparks.
Sean Rodriguez drives Eaton back. Pirates pick up another run. 8-zip Buccos. Double plays.
Liriano hasn't given up much, just one hit.
Double play in the first, double play in the fifth. Cleaning things up. And because of that, faced one over the minimum so far. PNC Park. Pirates winning big over the Sox in the first of this 4-game series. 2 here, 2 there, home and home. Fair to call it a 4-game series, or do you go with the 2-game? It was what we talked about last year when the Tigers were in for 2, and then the Pirates right away went to Detroit.
I call it a 4-game series.
Okay,
I would think.
Tyler Flowers fouled out his first time up. Flowers fouled out to right in the 3rd inning.
Location there with 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Getting the call was Liriano, a bit off the plate.
And another strikeout. 8 for Liriano. Got a Point Park University tweet here. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Is it harder for an American League team to play at a National League ballpark or for a National League team to play at an American League ballpark, and why?
I would think it'd be more difficult for the American League and the National League, American League team in a National League ballpark, because a lot of times they have to take their big bat out of the line. The pitchers are pretty much an out. That's pretty much the case of the National League. I don't know. I think when a National League team goes to the American League ballpark, you throw a bench player out there typically to play as a DH, which gives the American League an advantage. But I think losing a big bopper, LaRoche, Adam LaRoche doing the DHing here for the White Sox. Some teams, whether it be David Ortiz or there are certain teams that have a big money, big impact type guy that is in the heart of their order, and the guy, it's like taking Andrew McCutchen out of your lineup for certain teams. And I think, you know, that's hard to overcome, I think, for American League
and therefore
teams.
for American League teams, it's like having an Andrew McCutchen that the National League teams don't have.
Yeah.
And another strikeout. Let's go back to the studio. Rob King, State Farm Game Break. All right, Rob, thanks very much. As Adam Eaton is behind in the count early, 0-1. So Dave Roberts for now, but there's a rumor that Pat Murphy, the manager at AAA, is on his way to San Diego. Rumors that, well, he's either going to help Roberts as his bench coach on an interim basis, or, again, it's a rumor that they might offer Pat Murphy the job. And it's Pedro Alvarez's father-in-law, Pat Murphy.
It's interesting. It rarely works, does it, where teams make a bunch of moves or bring in a bunch of free agents and end up bringing this team together, bringing a team together and winning.
Well, the White Sox had a big splash over the winter. Padres, big splash over the winter. And not to say that, you know, both teams couldn't get it going and finish strong, but at least, you know, through a good portion of the season, it has not worked out. It's one thing that Neil Huntington, as frustrating as it has been to hear him say it over the years, that we're not going to win the PR race over the winter for a couple of days of big splashes. We want the team to win in September. And another strikeout. My goodness, that's 10. 3 straight for Liriano. Papa Francisco is dealing tonight.
To the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Monday night tonight. Tomorrow is Twitter Tuesday, and we have that beauty of a human being taking your questions. That is Rick Sofield, one of the few genuine characters in the sport of baseball. Have a question for Coach Sofield? Use the hashtag Bucks Tuesday. Fire away. We'll ask him in the pregame and throughout the game tomorrow night. Greg and John, you know Rick Sofield, one of the funniest human beings you will ever meet. And if you ask anything, he will give you an honest answer, and there's probably a pretty good chance we're going to laugh.
Well, he's great to talk to, even on the radio side. You'll chuckle, but especially his antics on camera. So definitely want to tune in tomorrow. And get those questions in for Rick Sofield. Probably has a sore arm, and he'll take it. Waving 8 runners home.
I have some grass stains from the Cervelli triple. He was
right down there with him.
Yeah, face down in the grass. Nope, or not.
What got a new pair. Changed. Liriano in the hole, 1 and 2. Popped up to Bonifacio. Bucks and Reds meet Thursday, June 25th at 7:05, and the first 20,000 fans will get a Pirates replica camo cap thanks to PNC Bank. Once again, that's Thursday night. Pirates and Reds here at PNC Park. Thursday, June 25th. First 20,000 fans get a Pirates replica camo cap thanks to PNC Bank. I would think about Father's Day present right around the corner. Good gift for the father in your life. Go to pirates.com. Or you could just get him a parrot hat.
Looks like a good hat to wear around here in the winter.
Yep. Steve has one of those. Glass.
I'm sure.
And a line drive base hit into center field. He has reached base in each of his 4 plate appearances, and 3 straight hits for Josh Harrison.
It's fun to watch as he can go and expand the strike zone, and that pitch off the plate away and just throw the hands. When you see these guys get hits, it looks so effortless. Just a flick of the wrist. You don't see a whole lot of movement in legs or the shoulders. The head stays perfectly still, and the hands do all the work.
There's a line drive to right field. That's a fair ball. That'll kick into the corner. Josh Harrison going to be waved home by Rick Sofield. Marte headed to third. Here's the throw. He's there with a triple, and he's going to score a Little League home run. Buccos having some fun tonight. Lead 10-0.
Boy, oh boy, Marte. He's expanding the zone. Now that's the one that's up on the corner, but up short and quick and effortless once again. He's using the whole field. And Jay Hay off with the crack of the bat. A little surprised they didn't come home with this throw. Thought they had a play, perhaps, on Josh Harrison. Instead, go to third. Beckham trying to tag Marte before he caught the ball. So an error will be charged to him.
The Gulf building lights up, and the Pirates score runs. Oh, hit well towards center field by McCutchen. Eaton won't be able to make that play. McCutchen into second base. These guys deciding to do it all tonight.
That's what makes you scratch your head a little bit, you know, when you see them struggle offensively. Now, obviously, there's, you know, face a guy like Cole Hamels yesterday, an ace, one of the best, you know, but for 6 games, his team struggled with the bats, and then tonight, everybody hitting the ball all over the yard. They've scored more tonight than the first 6 games of this homestand.
Man,
it's fun.
John, hope you know you're doing the rest of the games here at PNC Park.
Tell Steve.
We'll let Steve know.
Typically, my games consist of rain delays.
Yeah, I know.
Innings.
I thought about that too. Whoa! Look out! Look out!
Thankfully, somebody up front able to knock that down.
So there is a look at a very happy line score. Ball rifled toward the right, center field gap. Look at these buccos. Jung Ho Gong drives in McCutchen.
Having fun. Jung-ho, a fastball up, out over the plate. And again, look how effortless. It's all hands. Head still. Hips rotate through.
Well, the official score ruled the Marte hit a double, not a triple, so it's 3 straight doubles after the Harrison 1-out single.
That's interesting. Well, I guess Marte was pretty much stopping.
Here it is. Well, except he would have avoided. It looked like he was going to avoid any tag. It was a wide throw, and he would have veered in here.
Yeah, he didn't stop. You can't rule that a double. I don't think. You couldn't assume.
You can't assume he's going to make that play.
You can't assume that he's going to catch it and make.
That's. We'll have that changed.
You have that.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Cervelli had a triple in the first. Let's take a look. You're ahead 11-0. You can do this kind of thing and break it down, and you become the official scorer here. Do you give him a double or a triple? You have to assume that that third baseman is going to make the catch and make a tag to call that a double.
Yeah. And that's. I mean, he's almost on all fours.
He's going 3 steps from third base.
Yeah, I think that's a triple. That's a good view, by the way, of seeing where Josh Harrison was. And again, surprised they didn't throw that ball home.
Fly ball to shallow center field and caught by Bonifacio. Seems like everything hit for the Pirates tonight finds grass or the wall. 11 runs and only in the 6th inning. This might be a night where Clint Hurdle can give Andrew McCutchen and maybe a couple other guys the rest of the night off. Those rare opportunities that you have. Look at this. Wow. 12 or 17, the 1 through 5 hitters. 10 runs. It was a 5-run first inning. The Pirates sent 8 men to the plate. It all started with a walk to Josh Harrison. Sterling Marte reached on the infield single. Hit it toward third baseman Beckham. Then McCutchen single to left. Gong a single to left, brought in another run. A triple and a single. And the Pirates were off and running. Josh Miller spends a morning with former Pirate great Dick Groat. Here from the Pittsburgh native as he discusses the Pitt Panthers, the Pirates, and what it was like being a two-sport athlete during the 1950s on a day in the life, Tuesday at 6 on Root Sports. (11-0). Beautiful sight. Starling Marte fans. He moves to center field as McCutchen does get the rest of the night off. Gregory Polanco takes over in left. Meanwhile, back to the Pirates pitching mound. There's McCutchen getting the rest of the night off. Gesundheit. Francisco Liriano has struck out 10. It's the 4th time this year he has struck out 10 or more batters. Back in 2010, 5 years ago, 5 times that year he struck out 10 or more. Tried to make the play, couldn't. But Jay no, Harrison looked like he made the play. Maybe Rodriguez didn't have the foot on the bag, though there was no indication there from Bruce Dreckman.
Rather close play gets by Liriano, and then from there it's Jay Hay with that great off-balance play that he makes so often.
Oh, he had his foot on there. That's a group of great Pirates. It's a cool shot right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Man. Quick throw there from Young. And Harrison off to Rodriguez for another double play.
Beautiful thing. And I know, Josh Harrison has to appreciate the quick feed from Jung Ho Kang as the runner's bearing down on him. Ramirez. You have time with the Brayu running. Doesn't run that well, but look how quick Jung Ho gets. That's slow-mo. That's super slow-mo from Allegheny Health Network. And yet gets it to Jay Hay very quickly. An easy pivot.
There have been 4 base runners for the White Sox. 3 have been erased thanks to the double play.
That good changeup once again from Liriano. Going to the slider for the strikeout. You mentioned the 10 Ks, 8 of those strikeouts via the hard breaking ball, 2 with the fastball. On the year against Liriano, opposing hitters hit 107 against his slider, at least coming into tonight. 107. He throws it for strikes 68% of the time. They swing and miss 49% of the time.
Gosh.
Is this the slider? No. Still at 94 miles per hour. 88th pitch.
Wow. He has struck out 11. He's faced 1 over the minimum. He's tossing a 2-hit shutout. 11 strikeouts for Francisco Liriano. And an 11-0 Pirate lead here at PNC Park. We'll keep it here for the 7th inning stretch.
Fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you now to stand, follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie, and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
hosting here against the White Sox. Let's get a win for my birthday. Oh boy. Well, maybe next year, huh? Strike to Jordy Mercer, who has 2 doubles.
Brandon Wayner celebrated the big 21 yesterday.
All right. Happy birthday, Brandon. You celebrate?
I'm guessing he did. I wasn't involved. I sent out an invite, got turned down.
Well, that foul ball got way up there in the upper deck. Past the club level. Don't see that too often here. Strike 3 called. Tom Hellion hasn't had an opportunity to do that all that often. Strikeout looking, and the big strikeout. Let's go downstairs to Robbie and Smikowski.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Willie Garcia, Greg, for just a second here. The dude is on fire. A 19-game hitting streak. Look at the numbers that he has produced throughout the streak, and look at what he's done through the season in Altoona. Now, yesterday, General Manager Neil Huntington said he probably deserves to be in AAA, and today he's a man of his word and promoted him. Now, he said the challenge when you're a playoff caliber team is that you want depth options at AAA, and sometimes that can block prospect promotions. And he said that Garcia had done everything in this level that they had asked him to do, and obviously a well-earned promotion for Willie Garcia. Mel Rojas, another outfielder, was sent back to Altoona to make way for the promotion for Garcia. So some good stuff going on at the AAA level, Greg and John, with Willie.
Good stuff for Willie, and I think Angel Sanchez was also the pitcher promoted. Robbie, a couple weeks ago, Keon Broxton from AA to AAA, kind of a similar situation. Neil Huntington saying that he probably deserved it even sooner. Oh, good to see those prospects make it up to the AAA ranks.
Once you're there, you never know. It can happen any day. Fortunately, the Pirates have stayed, knock on wood, pretty healthy.
A wide throw and a safe call. Alexi Ramirez's throw is off the mark. It's their 3rd error.
Doesn't get much more routine than that. He had time, sets his feet, has some momentum going that way.
And in an 11-0 game, they're going to challenge this. They're going to challenge this.
I don't know if anybody had a better view of it than Bruce Dreckman. Pretty good angle. Tell there. That's pretty good footwork, by the way.
Yeah.
Sean Rodriguez not only reacting to the wide throw and trying to dance out of the way, but had to do a little two-step to hit the bag.
I guess the one thing in Robin Ventura's defense, at 11-0, it does take an error away from your shortstop. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's true.
If the call's overturned,
sure.
So you're looking out for your players.
And the other thing too, I mean, he had to use a lot of bullpen today.
Right,
you're saving pitches.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Nowadays, everybody is tracking pitches and everything else. This one, let's see. That looks like he has. That there looks like
he got him there, right?
Yeah. And you would think with Bruce Streckman and his positioning, he got a pretty good angle there.
Well, White Sox challenged the call. Ruled an error on Ramirez to allow Rodriguez to reach, at least for the time being. Still waiting it out as they check out what's going on in New York, the replay booth. The Cardinals, by the way, got a run hosting Minnesota, and the safe call stands. It is the third error on the night. Ramirez's 7th of the season. So Francisco Liriano bats.
Let's see if he can pick himself up a base hit.
You don't bunt here, do you?
No. They're not holding Rodriguez on. Beckham's even with the bag at third, but no need. You won't see a late bunting at this point in time.
He has 2 hits this season in 27 at bats.
We have a moment. I want to send out my best wishes to Vince Sangrico and his wife Kathy. Thoughts and prayers are with you guys. You battle some health issues.
Liriano goes down swinging. Josh Harrison, including yesterday, he's reached base safely in 5 straight plate appearances. He's 3 for 3 tonight, has scored 3 runs, has driven in 1, he's stolen 2 bases, and all over the place. Pirates are 6 outs away from a shutout. It's doubtful that Liriano would go the distance. He's approaching 90 pitches. The last Pirates shutout of at least 11 runs was back in September of 2007. An 11-0 win against the Cardinals. How about what happened against the Phillies, John? The Pirates and the Phillies have met 2,266 times. And only 6 of those games were scoreless into the 10th inning. And we saw 2 of them over the weekend. And the last Major League Series that saw 2 games reach the 11th inning with a 0-0 score was also the Pirates-Phillies. And there's another base hit for Josh Harrison. He's 4 for 4. Has been on base 5 times. And he's now reached base safely in 6 straight plate appearances.
We'll just see another effortless swing on a pitch out of the strike zone. He just reaches out there and just slaps it. You know, when he's going like this, you wonder, is it like slow pitch softball to him?
Yeah. Now Marte, who has 3 hits. Starling Marte now with 4 straight 3-hit games. That'll get your average up in a hurry.
Yeah.
Pirate flags of the 7 Cs. How about that?
It's pretty neat.
Pretty close to Scott Bonnet, isn't it?
Yeah,
Steve Bonet. Scott Bonnet, the Pirates equipment manager. 1-2 on Marte. And another base hit. And we're trying to kind of call off the dogs here. Sofield holds Rodriguez. And Marte has 4 hits.
Boy, oh boy. You gotta love it, and especially, you know, these guys, they say hitting's contagious, and you have to feel there will be a carryover. You know, the struggles that this team went through over the last week or so, he has to feel a lot better, Jeff Branson. I mean, the hitting coaches stress out over a lack of run production, but you hope that it carries over. You expect it to carry over.
First at bat for Gregory Polanco. AJ says, how about just a couple of these runs next time?
Yeah, it's kind of been feast or famine for AJ.
Yeah, it's not like every start he hasn't gotten runs.
You know, at the beginning of the year he didn't get much, and then he got a bunch.
Yeah. Polanco pops up on the infield. Pirates do not score, but they lead 11-0. Hitter, it was against the White Sox, May 3rd, 2011, and that was his first career complete game. Francisco Liriano, as a member of the Twins, he has had 3 complete games in his career, 2 with the Pirates 2 years ago. That was his lone career shutout. But as we said, the Pirates are very, very careful with these pitchers, and this will be his 90th pitch of the game. I mean, if he has a quick 1, 2, 3 inning, you could see him going out for the 9th. He's economical, but he has struck out 11.
He's in the zone. You never know. Games like this, you know, pretty much both teams, you know, kind of want to get it over with, and they go up there and swing from their heels. Some do. But they're being a little overly aggressive, although the Pirates haven't taken that approach. And they've been putting, they continue to put good at-bats together.
Melky Cabrera 1 for 2. One of 2 hits off of Liriano.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy too. You have these kind of games. We have 3 Pirate players that have had, or at least 2 Pirate players. They've had 5 at bats, and most of the White Sox players only with 2.
Starling Marte, 5th career 4-hit game. His last 4-hit game was June of last year, June 13th. And he's got another. That makes a dozen for Francisco Liriano. Strikeouts matches his season high. 4 starts back. He struck out a dozen Mets batters in 6 innings.
You don't usually see them chase the fastball that's that far in off the plate, but everything working.
Beckham is in the hole. This is unbelievable. 0-2. This is really unbelievable.
He's got him in swing mode. See Cervelli saying bounce it out.
Yeah, go ahead,
there.
bounce it. Nope, didn't. And it's a bouncer to short. And it's 2 outs. J.B. Shuck will pinch hit for Noesi. Look at that. 97 pitches, 67 strikes, and he has struck out a dozen.
And that's what's pretty impressive when you look at the 97 pitches. You got 2 outs here in the 8th inning, and you have 12 strikeouts. Man. That's pretty good stuff.
Last time Liriano struck out as many as 13 was August of 2013. Bounces it to Rodriguez. Well, he's under 100, so we may see Francisco Liriano in the 9th. He's working on a masterpiece.
by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Follow the Pirates wherever you are with MLB.com. At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Francisco Liriano is getting the hug, and that means he's done. So, what a performance. 8 innings. And this is the official end of the night hug from his manager and then his pitching coach. 8 innings, 12 strikeouts. Just unbelievable.
That was
2 hits.
Yeah.
J.B. Shuck stays in the game to play left. By the way, we've asked Clint Hurdle about this before. Recently, in fact, with Liriano. Why wouldn't you let Liriano go out for, I think three starts back, maybe it was, he wouldn't go out for the 9th or 8th inning. And he said, a lot of times I go up and ask the pitcher how he feels. And in that case, Liriano basically said, I gave it my all and I'm done. So that's probably what happened here. The storm's coming. Fans react to the lightning and thunder. Charlie Morton and Corey Hart. Junior Guerra, the new pitcher. Jeff Locke now with Francisco Liriano.
It hasn't started raining, but people are scrambling.
Liriano's ERA drops to 2.94. Gong, it's a hard grounder to Ramirez, and a nice pick on the other end by Abreu.
There's no easy pick, and Ramirez is thankful. It cost him a second miscue.
Here's up Francisco Cervelli.
Again, really, you gotta wonder why the errant throw. Everything was done. Had momentum. At time. Has a strong arm.
One on Cervelli. 2 hits on base 3 times. He had a 2-run triple in the first inning. Pirates got all the runs that Liriano needed in that first frame.
Whoever comes in can hold the White Sox in the 9th. I mean, what an impressive little run here. Shutout baseball by the Pirates.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep. $11 innings yesterday. Phillies scored 3 times in 3 innings on Saturday. No runs in 13 innings on Friday. The Brewers were shut out. On Wednesday, Rob Scahill going to be the new pitcher. Just as that ground ball goes to third, a big flash of lightning. Pirates wrap up the home portion of this series against the White Sox tomorrow night. Our coverage starts at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason on Root Sports. Grounds crew getting ready. 24,536 paid attendance. big part of the group. Again, folks from the 65 Roses Club. Rick Thurston was here, and his daughter Catherine, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. Rick, thanks so much for being there. Zoe's watching. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jose Tabata. An RBI single in the first. And up the middle, he's going to have his second hit.
There you have it. Everybody in the starting lineup with 2 hits or more.
Moments ago, the flash of lightning across the sky. Jordy Mercer, 2 doubles.
You should say top 7 in the lineup with 2 hits or more.
Broken bat, popped the shallow right, and the catch is made by Garcia. Go to the 9th, 11-0 Pittsburgh.
Stadium tonight, Cardinals up 1-0 in the 4th. Mark Reynolds takes Trevor May deep to left, solo shot, hits 5th, puts the Cards up 2-0. The next batter is Yadier Molina, his first of the season. It is 3-0 Cardinals. That's where it stands in the 5th. Let's go back to Greg and John, guys.
All right, Rob, thanks very much. Those Cardinals, John Lackey allowing 1 hit through his first 5 innings as they host the Twins. And here the Pirates hosting the Chicago White Sox. Manny Lopez is ready to go. So is Rob Scahill, just about looking for a quick inning and get this thing in the books before the rain arrives.
Another nice pickup by the Pirates. Scahill, 1.57 ERA. Just about strikeout per inning. It's all around us. Crew Chief Tom Hallion. Clint Hurdle. I'm sure these guys would like to get finished up. They don't want to go back and sit around the clubhouse for a while before getting the last 3 outs.
Starling Marte has 4 of the Pirates' 18 hits tonight, and as we mentioned earlier, it's his 4th straight game with 3 or more hits. The last Pirate to do that was Willie Stargell in September of 1973. 4 straight games, 3 or more hits. 1973.
Wow.
Josh Harrison, a 4-hit night. It's been a long time. Starling Marte joins Willie Stargell. 4 straight games, 3 or more hits. Marte, by the way, is now batting .284. And when the series began against the Phillies on Friday, he was hitting .251.
Wow. It's hard to do in 4 games.
This late in the season.
Yeah.
Game number 63. Flowers takes the ball 2-2. And it is starting to drizzle. Did he go? No.
That's not much of an offer.
Toward third. What a stop there! And Gong does it again! Jung Ho Gong, a fabulous play.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. That's not easy. Going to your left and you're kind of caught in between a little bit, just trying to stay with it. And he catches it deep, almost behind him. Gets up and shows off that strong arm, strong, accurate arm.
Jung Ho Gong, yeah. They love King Kong. Last time the Pirates collected this many hits, scored this many runs without a home run, it was almost 3 years ago in Houston. They scored 8 runs, collected 18 hits without a homer. Jeff Branson, the hitting coach, will certainly take this. $18 hits, 5 for extra bases. And the pitching staff, with all this offense, trying to throw another shutout.
Five in 8 games. 4 or 5. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Giants lead the league, having thrown 10 shutouts. The Dodgers with 8. And the Pirates trying to match the Cardinals with 7 in the season. Strike 3. Scahill gets Bonifacio looking. 2 outs in the ninth.
That's a good pitch right there. A little backdoor breaking ball. PMC Sports Medicine strike zone shows you it's right on that outside corner.
Ball no strike on Adam Eaton. 1 more out, and it's 5 in a row, and keeping the pressure on those Cardinals. 2-1 on Eaton. Two and two. Francisco Liriano is going to go to 4-5. His ERA down to 2.94.
4 of the 5 starters in the rotation with an ERA under 3. 2 of them under 2. Coming down pretty good. Eaton is being stubborn.
Three and two. This should do it. Marte in center. Raise the Jolly Roger. The pitching staff throws another shutout. And the offense busts out. 11 runs on 18 hits. The Pirates have won 5 in a row.
That's a dandy right there. That's from the get-go. The Bucks on board 5 times in the first inning. Liriano was just about unhittable. I mean, with a couple of breaks, who knows? He may have been going for another no-hitter, but you need these types of games every now and again. There's been so many close games, stressful games. Finally, a laugher.
Let's send it out to Robin Teague.
All right, guys, thanks very much. And yeah, this was a laugher, Teague. You know, the Pirates have won 4 in a row coming in here, but over the weekend, just you're grinding your knuckles and gnawing at your fingernails, waiting for the Pirates to come away with wins. And today, really, it was kind of over early in this game.
Yeah, it was over early. The Pirates did today what you should do early in the game. Now, you're not always going to score 5 in the first inning, but you want to score early and then add on. The Pirates fulfilled that formula completely today. And, and then, of course, Liriano, again, another outstanding performance by the starting pitcher. And the Pirates pitching staff has just been on fire.
Yep, and Francisco Cervelli behind the plate has now caught more consecutive scoreless innings than any Pirates catcher in history. Manny Sanguillen formerly had the record. And it's interesting, Teak, we're seeing a lot of things that haven't been done in a long time. Cervelli doing that tonight, and also a great night at the plate for the Pirates catcher who is with Robbie Inspikowski.
Yeah, how about it? Francisco Cervelli hitting in the 5 spot. The offensive output started immediately off Carlos Rodon. Francisco, the first 5 guys got on base and scored. What led to the offensive outburst so quickly?
We came aggressive and attacking pitches in the zone, and everything was really good.
How about when you look at yourself batting in the 5 spot tonight? First time all season you did it, and you produced right away. What was your comfort level hitting there?
Well, every day I come ready for everything. The manager use everybody in different spot. So you cannot assume that you're going to be always in the 8 or 2nd. So you got to come ready for everything.
Francisco Liriano was nothing short of fantastic tonight. 8 shutoutings for him. He surrendered just to 2 hits. What do you think was the key to his success and efficiency?
Strike one, strike one, strike one. That was the key. When he's on top of the hitters, it's going to be hard to hit it.
5 in a row. What's the confidence level of this team at this point?
We go day by day. We think about tomorrow, and that's it. Everything is going to be fine.
Thank you, Francisco.
Thank you.
Francisco Cervelli hitting in the 5 spot, showing immediate productivity as the raindrops are coming down, Rob. But this rain is not getting on anyone's parade tonight here at the North Shore.
Definitely not. The rain coming just in time to make sure that Pirates are able to fit in this game and come away with their 5th consecutive victory. And Teak, our T-Mobile game changer. We could have chosen Francisco Liriano, but the offense, only 6 runs over the weekend. You talked about the nature of that sweep being all kind of squeakers. This was not a squeaker. 5 runs in the first inning. Their T-Mobile game changer.
Yeah, and going through the stretch of teams that are in last place, and you started out with the Brewers, didn't do much against them. In fact, lost 2 out of those 3. The Phillies, they were all squeakers, but tonight, the Pirates did what you should do against a team that's at the bottom of the standings. Take advantage of them. Get on top early, and the Pirates did that in spades tonight. 5 in the first. Usually 2 or 3 is a good number in the first. 5 in the first is fabulous, and it gave Francisco Liriano some space so that he could work. He was efficient, able to go 8 complete innings tonight. So, that 5-run first inning really set up the entire night for the Pirates.
11 runs on 18 hits for the Pirates, who win by the final score of 11-0. Coming up on Pirates Postgame, presented by the Allegheny Health Network. We'll have more on this win for the Buccos, their 5th consecutive victory. Postgame reaction, plenty of analysis from Teague. You're going to meet the Pirates' top draft choice, who is in the Buccos fold, and much, much more coming up next on Pirates Postgame, presented by the Allegheny Health Network.